Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Never before have I stood such an impressive audience, unless you are going to watch Arsenal, in which case you can go and stand anyway. So I need to make sure the day runs smoothly. I had to make sure that I check Phil's day when according to plan. So I took it upon myself to open Phil's post. But I need to tell Phil that the carpet people are not going to come, mate. We'll get you under Phil tonight. I think he's already done that a couple of months ago. So. I've known Phil since he was 3. And I've never been able to get rid of him despite several attempts. Some of you might wonder what Phil was like when he was smaller and younger. Well, don't worry, you've not missed anything. He was just a smaller version of what he is now. So if you want to open A and B of the exhibits that are on the table, see exactly what it was like. I'm sure he wants to come. He's You may notice certain things have not changed, such as he never did find a place to store those nuts in his cheeks. His head all the way back to his corner. Sorry, mate. For those of you who feel have managed to convince of his intelligence, this may have come late in life, but the lads over there will testify. Phil at school was not the sharpest tool in the box. But the first week of an infantry school, we were all a bit nervous and therefore you would have thought we'd paid attention. Not Phil. The head of the school, Mr. Nance, decided that he would take the first maths lesson and explain his philosophy on life. Whilst looking on and paying attention, he explained that the cabbage was one who sat in class and did not really listen, was kind of a dreamer. Before Phil had a chance to snap out of his early hormonal dream, Mr. Knowles pulled aside his glazed expression and probably labelled Phil a cabbage, which stuck all the way through his school. So, not really anything for Phil, then you know what it is. These days it's bundle, so. Right, you can open up the C now if you like. During this time that we spent here, there was a steady influence on Phil's life. There was really two. There was Rob and there was Joyce. Rob's influence has become slightly less, more involved in the old Queen stick, which you'll know and love. But Joyce has been quite rigid. Although, please don't Joyce. Now we all love Joyce, but even a little bit now, we'll not mess with him. One time Phil decided the best thing to do was do the washing up with the catch sponge, which was mostly used to clean their mess. Needless to say, Joyce was not exactly thrilled and promptly threw everything out of his room, including his prize dreaming collection. Thanks for doing it.
You did that 2 times.
Yeah, several times. At least he's not his corn collection, but George needs to say found that inside. No, he didn't. All feels stuck together magazine. Perhaps just as famous as Cabbage was Phil's first car, which has got to be mentioned. What a car it was, and I let Jimmy say right, it nicknamed was the Biffa in relation to Biffa skips. The Biffa managed to last quite a long time, even though parts were falling off it. And just like Phil, we chugged along from A to B, but eventually got there. So needless to say, eventually Phil grew up. Well sort of. He's always been an old man at heart. His favourite trick in his teenage years, we would start at the academy, binge drink until we could not see anymore, bottles of red. Yes, we're hardcore. So after not being able to see, we would stumble over to pubs and go on the pool. Usually we would set up at the tables downstairs or the bar upstairs. Within an hour, all of us would go on the dance floor. Apart from Phil, who would usually be asleep on a table right up his corner away. Which is so true as well. Then Phil went to uni. Oh dear. Now, Phil's famous for liking his one change, which he made me play the car again on the way down. What I didn't know was Phil had his house broken into. I just took two things: his CD player and like something to wrap it in from his house. But what they did first is went through his CD collection, removed the one showing the album from the CD player, and then into the CD player. So eventually, Phil grew up, met Claire, and has now settled down. Although there's been a few teething problems. Phil and Claire decided to move to the Bronx. Sadly, they were a bit upper class to fit in, and Phil's car alarm a rarity around those parts. So he decided he had something to do his PE. So instead of turning off like a normal person, he decided to rip out the car and smash it to the The residents then welcomed him to the community by putting all over his car. Almost as nice to get in the car than normal. So Phil finding welcome in the area, so much so that he thought it was the 1950s again and left his doors open. So he was able to walk around and see the house for themselves, which they did. So he was glad to know I'm almost finished. Just have a few things to point out to Claire that may help her in the long run. Firstly, she may realise that she has to share Phil. Yes, Phil has a relationship with something else. You can really drag him away from it. The other love of Phil's life is his Xbox. Although I dare say Claire's got used to this already. Also, I have to reveal that Phil is a bit of a gambling man, and you can often see him with a monocoloured visor and a cigar hanging from his mouth and a load of paper. Lastly, in times of need, there's not much money about. Looking good is still important to Phil. And remember, you don't really get it as a husband, so keep waxing his back. Sorry. Finally, perhaps most worryingly, Phil was so excited in the fact that he made me come back to the other side. Phil keeps refusing to come out on Saturday night. Could it be that he goes down the Blue Oyster Club instead and dancing the night away? Don't believe me, open activity and find out. I'd just like to take the opportunity to get serious for a minute. For all the people that know Phil and Claire, it seems to have been together for the longest time out of all the couples we know. You've been together the longest. And endured a long distance relationship through Phil being at university, get through living together while Claire trained to be a nurse and worked all funny hours you can imagine. They're a great example of how a couple should be and how people can stick together through all tests that may be thrown. I would like to finish by saying a few thank yous. Firstly to Phil for choosing me to be best man, to Claire for being such a beautiful bride, and I'm sure you'll make Phil very happy. I'd also like to thank my brother who's, to be honest, without his help, I wouldn't have been able to be best man because I go to uni in Lancaster and he just basically sorted most of the stuff out, so he deserves a lot of credit. We look fantastic. Yeah, right. So if you'll all cover a lot of thank yous, to be honest with you. I'd like to thank Robert Joyce, Rob's a known Phil, and they've been on basically an uncle to me. I'd like to thank Claire's mum and dad for, well, bringing Claire along into Phil's life and generally making him a lot happier man than he was before, and probably a lot wiser, I guess. And Claire's family obviously coming along, and his mate for turning up, and just everyone for being fantastic throughout the day. So, just got one thing to say really, and then see you to Phil and Claire, and I hope you're very happy in the future.